I'm Vonya Womack with Refugees Unknown Stories Untold, or RUSU, where we work to tell the stories of those who have experienced human rights abuses, those who have been refugees or have been exiles, to try to keep these stories alive and to educate the broader public as to different things that have happened or are happening around our world. And so today I have Maria Hernandez. And Maria, thank you so much for being willing to talk to us here at RUSU. And Maria's going to give us a little bit of background about herself, and then we'll move into her story. So Maria, why don't you, give everybody an idea of who you are and where you're from, anything like that. Go ahead.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting to me. And I am Maria Hernandez. I am proud to Mexican, and I live in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And how long have you been in Philadelphia?
Long time.
A long time.
Just almost 20 years, yeah. All my life, almost all my life.
All your life, very good. So tell me a little bit, let's go back to how you grew up and where you grew up. Tell us a little bit about that.
I grew up in Mexico, and I born in Mexico, and I grew up there, and I come in here when I have to 20 years old.
Okay.
I crossed the border to I come into this country.
And why did you choose?
Long time.
Why did you choose to leave and to come?
Oh, too many things. Too many. We have time and time to say because there's too many things. Oh, the first one always say we live poor, but that's lie because we don't live in poor. My parents have two plots, and they have two corns and many vegetables and farms. They have animals, and we're rich for that one. But we poor because always need something else for education for the school, because the education for grow up and this is different. I think there's education that's for everything, but education for school, this very poor. That's why I look in more high.
And what did you see?
My siblings and by myself.
Okay, so you brought, I missed that last part. You brought your siblings, is that what you said, with you?
Yes, for help to my siblings, because
to help your siblings. Okay.
11. Yes, wow, to help my siblings. Yeah, because my family that's big. They have my mom have 12 children. I have 11 siblings.
And 11 siblings. Are you the oldest?
In the middle.
You're in the middle. Okay. Did any of your other siblings end up coming to the United States?
One brother.
And one brother.
The young brother coming to this 10 years. I'm not sure.
So tell me what that was like. What was it like to leave your brothers and sisters and your parents at 20 years old and come to the United States? Were you feeling excited to do that? Were you feeling like you had to do that in order to help everyone at home with their education, as you were mentioning?
That's true. Yes, that's hard. This for me, there's hard decision. There's very hard decision, because when I come in here, I don't see my family forever. Stay here for years, 20 years. I don't see my parents, and many family that's gone, and I don't see and never see again. That's what I said. There's a hard decision to come in here, but no have choice. We don't have choice. That's no excited. That's no happy. That's no fun. With sometimes we go to vacation or somewhere and say, "Oh, that's fun and excited to go there," but when I come in here, that's not. I don't come happy.
Yeah.
I said,
You
I don't
had
have
to leave a
choice.
lot
I don't have
behind.
choice to coming here. And there's only not me. There's many, many people. This is, I think this is the same situation.
Yeah. So you've seen, you came 20 years ago and you've seen kind of what's been happening within the last 5 years, right? At the border of more and more people coming. We hear a lot about the different journeys that people have. Can you explain to us a little bit, what was that journey like? And what I mean by that is, how did you get here? Did you have to pay money? Did somebody bring you here? Did you sneak, across the border? Did you have to go across water? Tell us about what that was like.
I crossed to the desert. When I come to work and 2 weeks to work day and night, and somebody helped to cross to the border, and we crossed to the desert, and we don't have water, we don't have food. That's very difficult, but we're here.
You're here. And
I decided to come here because I see my parents, and that's not only, I don't know how to explain, there's not only my country, I think there's all around the world. But I see many people in my state, sorry what I say, but there's many people, the white people, they go there and they say to help to us. That's not true. That's very lie. That's not true. And we're innocent, and my parents were innocent, and they're good people, and always say to respect one to the other, and especially with the person coming, and always welcome to everyone. And many white people go and they say, oh, we're coming to help, we're coming to see what is your situation, and we investigate something you like, and we found something to help. That's not true. That's not true. There many people, they go, especially with the white people, what they say, and I know racist, but that's what I see when I join. That's what I see when I.
These are the things we want to know.
6 years, 7 years of my life, and many people go and back and forth, they go, and they say the students, they say go to exploring. But when I grow and I identify, and I don't know what the word, identify with the people, there's no help. This is too many people in different states, not only in the city, but the states and the country. They have to fences, and they have plots. That's what the first one when they say they have to plots, and they have to corns and vegetables and farms. But the people go there and they say to help, because, oh, you live poor and I help to something. And that's not true. This is stolen to rope with ideas. And for example, there's how to work in the plot, how to have to live, and what do you eat, and you don't have to doctors, what do you do when somebody is sick, like plants to medicines, something like that. I don't know, you understand. But the people, they go and they're recording, and they say, they talk with especially with the old people, and they say, oh, when you're sick, what are you doing? And you know, go to the doctor, what are you doing? And the not only my parents, but the old people, I don't know if there's a good word when they say old people, but they have they very intelligent, many very, very intelligent, they're smart. They don't go to the doctor. They take some teas with the plants, herbs, when they cook, when they medicine, everything like that. And the people, they go and everything recording and take pictures, and they wrote all information. And years later, they roll for the plots.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why many people with displeasure with the country, because we don't have choice, but I don't know what it's, they
So
still are to
yeah, so
they
when you look,
investigate it.
okay, good. When you look at how you left 20 years ago and how people are coming across the border now, trying to flee different areas now, what is the same and what is different? So what is the same, like of people that are coming across the border now that you can say, I can relate to that when I came 20 years ago? And what would you say is very different?
I don't think so. I don't think so. There's something different because this still,
Mm-hmm.
the people go to the country, not only Mexico. They go all around to the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and they go to our minerals. That's why when the country say poor, but that's not
Mm-hmm.
poor because they lie. They go to say investigate, but that's not investigate for ours. That's investigating for them.
Okay, so
That's why the country had it difficult because have to education or have to live. That's why we have the decision to come in for this country or the other country. That's not only for here because immigrants go to everywhere. That's
yeah,
why this person, because we don't have choice. And this
yeah,
is the same. It's still do it because now they have too many. What I have to say? But the companies, international companies, they
yeah,
go everywhere, and they have too cheap for pay.
yeah, for labor.
That's what they say. There's no different. Yeah, that's what I said. There's no different because there's the same. Because the international companies they go to different countries and
Mm-hmm.
they working and they pay very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we say,
So,
oh, we have family, we have everything, but don't have money for pay for that one.
right. So do you see that, like you were talking about how international, global companies will go into different countries and they go in and they put their manufacturing plants in there, for example, right? And then what they're paying the workers is a much lower wage than what someone could get if they left their country and came to the United States and worked and then sent money back home. Is that right?
That's right. Half. That's
Half
right.
right. Okay.
Because we don't send everything.
Right.
Say everything because we pay to rent, we pay bills, we have cars, we pay for that,
Right.
we have children, we pay for everything here, and
Sure.
we buy food and we pay for that one too. We pay taxes. That's not every money go to our country.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't have because the immigrants, they say, oh, you don't have papers and you don't need to pay the same to the people to have to ID numbers, for example, and they pay more low to the other, and that's lie. That's what I said. That's lie because we not send all money for our country because almost all stay here.
Right.
Because we pay taxes, we pay everything here. We buy food, we buy clothes and shoes, everything that stay here. That's lie when they say, oh, you send to the country. That's not
true.
not
So
because
when you initially left, when you first left your country as a 20-year-old, did you have in your mind that you were going to leave and come to the United States where you could make more money to help with your siblings at that point in time, like 20 years ago? And now that you've been here for 20 years And, you know, I'm not sure if you have your own family, or maybe you could tell us a little bit about that, because you know, you've been in the United States now for 20 years. How's your situation now? Maybe let me ask that. How's your situation now here in the United States?
I don't know. That's a would word say terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe people when they hear they say that's not terrible because we hear it. But
No, I
this
want to hear
emotional,
what you say.
this
It's
emotional.
emotional.
This is terrible because we leave all my family there. I don't see
Right.
my family for 20 years. Now we have a camera, we can see, we can talk with the cell phone, we can see with the camera, but I can go to see them face to
Right.
face. And
Right.
when you're talking about 20 years back, we don't have anything. They don't have money for buying for telephones because they don't have energy, they don't have water. That's not easy to talk to them. And now there's more, we have more option to see, but this terrible because I don't see them. Because when I decide to come here, I don't know what happened when I be here. Never know. I have one idea. When I come here, this destroy my idea, this everything, because they say, oh, that's true. There's the life. That's
Right.
not when somebody, when they talk to somebody, say, oh no, United States is good, live good because have money, have work, have everything. All this beautiful.
Yeah.
When I come here, it's not.
Yeah.
Country is beautiful. Many things is beautiful, but that's not easy. That's not easy. Not only for me, there's for many immigrants here. There's diversity, and they have immigrants for all world.
So tell me a little bit about your journey. Tell me about your journey coming then from Mexico and how you ended up here in Pennsylvania.
Excuse me, I can hear what you say.
Tell me a little bit about how your journey was from leaving. You left Mexico, you came into the United States. How did you get to Pennsylvania?
Because I hear, when I watch the movies, I hear everything is beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. Everything is beautiful. And when people talk to me and they say, oh, you want to come here and I help to you and you can work and you can help your family, and I'm innocent. I don't know anything to someone. And I say, okay, yes, I can try to go. And they help to pay in the moment, but there's no help to pay to me, because when I came here, I working and I pay everything with room the money because they don't give me anything. Did you work here, I look at,
did you work for a family or did you work for a company when you first came?
For a company. When I come here, I work for the companies and many works in the kitchen and the restaurants and the companies and factories and different work. I babysitting and cleaning and all the job, but I found it, I working with that. That's difficult because we don't have choice. We don't have choice where, oh, I want this, or I want to this. No, because we need money to pay everything. Right. And I say, okay, no choice. You can take it or you sleep on the street.
Right.
That's difficult.
So how did you then over time you came into Philadelphia? Tell us, do you have a family? Did you settle here? Have you developed relationships in your community? Things like that?
Yes, I have 2 children. I have one almost 19 to start to college. And I have one daughter and she have 10 years old now. And that's difficult. still is difficult, because when I come here, I not say forget my country, because always here, and here I not say forget my family, but this is my country.
Mm-hmm.
This is my place,
Mm-hmm.
because I come in here and I live here.
Right.
And I not say live all the back. I not say leave my family or my country. No, because I don't have choice.
Yeah.
When I go back, when I go back to my country, I never back to here.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
Because you can't come back.
And that's not me. That's what I repeat. That's not me. That's for thousand and thousand immigrants here.
Mm-hmm.
The same situation to me. And past the years and years, and I meet for more people the same situation to me, and help one to the other. And still have the community and help one to the other. And we talk, oh, you have job, or I look in some stores, or I look in some to learn to English, because we don't understand. And the more people this mean to us, because we can express, we can talk with the language.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have when I see in the street or in a park or somewhere, when I see people, Latinos, and we have community.
Yeah.
And now there's a big community here, because many people come into Latinos. That's not only Mexico. And many people now like have more years to me here and speak English, and they have now there's a mix to help to one to the other. That's not only Mexican, there's not only Latinos, there's all community.
Yeah. And so there's a vibrant community, I think, in Philadelphia and in Norristown, is another area here in Pennsylvania, located close to Philadelphia, where there's really a vibrant community of Latinos, where I know that there are different festivals that are put on for the community. I know there's different food events, there's restaurants that open, there's other kinds of stores that open. And so, it's important for people to understand that immigrants help build an economy. And that's what's happened here in the United States. I mean, from the very, very beginning, is that we have immigrants that have helped to build the economy that we have now. And so, hearing stories like yours of you had no choice to leave, and you left at 20 years old, and you've come here, and now, you're here in America, and you've lived here for 20 years. You've got 2 children that have grown up here and are again contributing to the vibrant community of Latinos and what you bring to the economic situation here in the United States. So how are your girls? I want to ask you about them for just a minute. They were born here. They grew up here. Do they feel supported in not just their own community, but the broader community? I'm kind of curious to know about their support, how you see them as being supported as Americans here.
The best thing, the support for communities. That's the best word, with the support. Because that's what you're talking about. When I came here, with the seeing the people to like me, and I asked, oh, you speak Spanish, and start the conversation. And we have friends, sharing to numbers where they call, or you need something, you call me, or something to help. And this very difficult, and it's still difficult, not only for me to repeat, that's not only for me, that's for everybody, but especially with the immigrants. And that's true, what do you say? That's true. When we work here, and we enrich this country, because we're not coming only for work. That's not true. That's human beings. That's human beings. That's not classified for the groups when they say, oh, this Latino, or this blah, 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 blah. No. We not say to classify with the groups, because we have to, we do human beings. We can respect and help one to the other. And when this is still difficult because my children, when they born here, this is still difficult, very difficult, because I don't know nothing to hear or still learn,
Right.
because
Right.
this change and something news and still learn.
Mm-hmm.
But there's too much, I don't know, say too much or too many races.
Mm-hmm.
Still, my children born here.
Yeah.
And I said, they know American. We are.
Right.
Because we live on the same world.
Mm-hmm.
We're not separate, or we not say, oh, you born here or you born there. No, we live on the same planet with the same world.
So do
Why
you feel
separate?
do you feel like that other people are supporting you as looking at your family as Americans? Because sometimes, what I'm trying to get at is that sometimes we've got, with racism, which we know is very rampant, right, in the country, that
Mhm.
when you have something like right now in the media, for example, you've got a lot of talk about what's happening at the Mexican border, right? And then that can kind of trickle down into communities. And so even though I was asking, even though your daughters have, are American, even though you're an American family that has been here, do they still, have they felt that kind of struggle or that racism, or have they not experienced that in the Philadelphia area, I guess I would say?
Yes, we have many bad experience.
You do?
Many,
Okay.
many,
Mhm.
many. Me with my children and my husband and my friends, but many times.
Mhm.
And they say, oh, they start to say, back to your country.
Mhm.
You say, what? This is my country. They say,
Right.
oh, you're American. What? We are American. There's North
Right.
America, South America, but this the same.
Mhm.
Why are we separate to say, oh, you are this group or you the other group? That's not.
Mhm.
We can respect to one to the other, to human beings. That's what I say to my children.
Uh-huh.
We not repeat the same to the here to the other people.
Right.
We can stop to races, but you can learn what's mean.
Do you think that that it would be good for many Americans to understand the stories as to why people would leave their country to go to another country, for example? I think there's a lot of Americans that do not have international experience, for example. So many people have never been outside their own city or, their own state. So for them to look through any kind of a lens that is bigger, global in nature, is very difficult for them to do. And they seem to be the population that is very critical of immigrants. So, what would you want to say that we should do more of to help people understand why people would want to leave to come here? What needs to be done? I can say one, which is to tell stories, right? Tell the stories of why people choose to leave. What else would you say needs to be done?
That's right. What do you say? That's true. But no, this country, there's diversity.
Mhm.
There's immigrants coming from everywhere.
Right.
And there's different histories, but they're similar.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's the same. Depending what the country is saying, but it's the same. Have the foreigners everywhere. Like South Africa, like Asia, like South America coming to the other country and passing the country to be here.
Mhm.
That's not only United States. That's not only Mexico.
Mhm.
That's not have border only there. There's border everywhere. And
Mhm.
who do that one? We are the persons, the human beings. We separate. We can say always this to political, always this to who's rich, who want to reach and have in the top and the top. That's why they have the border. Because they don't care with the people. They care for the money. They care for reach and reach and reach and still reach. That's why they put to borders. They don't care for the people. That's why when they come here, that's what I think. When people come here, there's the racist, but there's the political, the rich people. They can say, "Oh, why are you coming here? Why are you coming here?" But they understand. I think they understand because we work. And not only work, I don't know to say that word, but many immigrants work for the constructions, for the yards, for care for babysitting, and care for the old people, and everything. Build to buildings, have the business. That's what I'm talking about before. Have the business. There's not only coming to work, they're coming to reach for the country. And the people, and the rich people, and the politicals that have in the top, they know, but always use for the word, oh, this immigrant, or they come into here for illegal, or they come into here for bad persons. They know we're here to reach for the country. And the more they stay here, that's what I talk about. And the other thing, when I come here, we have the children's, they born here. They have to social security. And when they working, they pay taxes the same. Why we can repeat, there's no your country, or there's no your America? Why can repeat one to the other? And not only my history, what you say, can understand what the history, that's for all people. I think we can understand with respect. We can respect to the human beings, to right. I think that's the best we can do it. Because always say, oh, this bad, and only good things, there's the rich people. There's the human beings too, and they can do bad things. Why they can point to the immigrants? Why they can point to the other people come to the other country?
So how do we get people to stop pointing?
We can say to, like parents, like me, I can tell to my children, I can stop to say, don't do this. Don't say that. No, repeat what you hear. Don't do that. And can respect your rights, because we human beings. And we can say to the school, to the community, what are you talking about? The same to the community. We can say, oh, we live on the same country, and the same world, and the same planet. We can care one to the other. We not separate. We can learn, and we can explain with the children. They can because they can repeat in generation to generation. And we know we can learn, and we can help to the children and help one to the other. Like when I say many bad things, and sometimes when I go in the park with my children, and some people say, oh, you go to the country and they take the toys or take the balls, and they hit, or so many people they working and they killing, and I say, why I can do to think it.
Well, you sound like an advocate to me. You sound like somebody that can work to help change people's minds and to help educate people about, people, all of us, right? You talk about how we're all humans, and another way I might put that is that we're all born with dignity. Every single one of us is born with dignity. So why is it that some people don't get that, don't have dignity, and some people do, when we're all born with it? So as you look kind of towards the future and what we're talking about here, what are some ideas that you have in mind that you would like to either see your kids do, or things that you want to see happen in your community, your smaller community of Philadelphia, let's say? What are some things that you have been thinking about?
The first one, we have the community to help, and the first in the line say respect. We person, we human beings. That's no matter what color it is. There's the same blood, the same person, have eyes, feet, and hands. Respect one to the other. And help. Help, I say, when they walk in the street, somebody fall. And maybe say, oh, that's not thing, that's a person. Why you not help to stand up? Why you ignoring to them? That's not different. What color have? What I don't say, I don't know, just say the color or many things can talk with the people and say to live there. No, we can help. That's the first one. We can, when we're having communities, we say we can respect one to the other. We help. They have what you say, and human, and we can stop the race. We can help one to the other, no matter what problem is, because different ways we have problems. But when they help one to the other, maybe that's a better. Because I have problem for Latino, but African American, they have problems, or Asian have problems. Everybody have problems. But when they stay together, we can fix it. We can figure out what is best for the human beings, not only for the group people or we don't put tags for the people or the persons, because we are human beings.
So it sounds like to me, Maria, that you're ready to create some kind of a community group to get people to start doing this. Have you ever thought about doing that?
Here, I live in South Philadelphia, and I have big group to community, but no say Latinos. They say community because there's all help. Welcome to everybody. To everybody. That's not only Latinos. There's no, because we say we help to figure out to fix it, or to live better.
Yeah.
And that's what you say. Why, and what to do, and what way we can do, and start to help to that community. When I say the community, there's everybody. Everybody, because here in South Philadelphia, we live in different countries, different colors. But we not, I repeat the same, we don't have tags for the person. That's human beings, and welcome to everybody, and help one to the other. With my neighbor, with my neighborhood, when I go to the other neighborhood, we can help, no matter what it is. There's a human beings. Not ignorant to that, because I know something, maybe the other people need something, we can help.
Right. So it's about inclusion too, including people in different things. So let me ask you about that a little bit, because we've just had, I think, 9,000 or maybe even more Afghan refugees come into Philadelphia. Are you aware of any kinds of special programs that your community, for example, is helping out with, or any ideas that you would have in welcoming new immigrants into Philadelphia in general, maybe not just Afghanis, but any new immigrants coming into Philadelphia? Like, what are your ideas and how we could best support and help new immigrants coming in?
Now we have many things to help, and because we have a church, we have schools, we have to parks, we have to many ways to help. We not say, oh, I repeat the same. That's not to immigrants. That's not to Latino community. No, that's help and welcome to everybody, because everybody needs something. And then that's what you say, when the people come in and the new immigrants come in, that's not only Latinos. They come into everywhere and still coming, but sometimes they can point one group and not see to the other people coming. And who need help? Not only this group, not only this group, we need help to everybody. And now we have too many places we can help. Like I have something, for example, oh, I work very good this week and I have extra food. Okay, we can donate with the church. We can go to every church. Let's not say to, oh, this not to your church because you got the other one or you have the other religion. No, we can help for the people. We not say, oh, I not go to Latinos because that's my country, because that's my community. No, we can go and help whatever can help.
So it sounds like your message to everyone would be help everyone, help other people. And it doesn't matter if you're Hispanic, it doesn't matter if you're part of the Latino community, it doesn't matter if you're, an Afghani refugee, it doesn't matter if you're from Somalia or where it is that you're from. We need to all be helping each other. Is that your message?
Yes, that's a message. Yes, that's true. Yes, because now we have, like, for example, many schools, like here in Philadelphia, many schools, they close 10 years to go. And now the schools, there's more students in the school, and education, there's more poor and poor and poor. And I say, oh, maybe can help, like I'm teacher and I can help and donate a couple hours to help. Okay, we can go to some school and we can help. Oh, I have to, that's what example to say, I have food and I go to some to church or some to help to the park and say, okay, we have this and this and what do you need? And so everyone can help, because we need to everyone. We not only for one people, we need to one to the other and help one to the other, no matter what it is.
Yeah. So Maria, I'm gonna call you a community enhancer, a community giver. You teach the community about how to give more of themselves. And I think that's a fantastic thing to do. And I also think that that's something that we need to spread. More and more people need to not just be so inclined to stay within, their own racial group or within their own community even, but that we can give more of ourselves, and that by giving more of ourselves, we're not just helping others, but we're helping a broader thing. We're helping our community to grow, and we're helping to change the minds of young people, which in turn, like you had mentioned before, when their generation starts to be in decision-making roles, then they have a different perspective because they've been looking through a different lens, as you said. So I want to thank you very much. Is there anything else that you'd want to say that, other people might hear that might be beneficial to them?
We can help the one to the other, no matter what it is, and we teach and learn more, because when they have more life, we learn more. Every day, every time we learn more. And we can teach with the children. We can teach to them. We say, okay, you can help. You have this, but you don't need this, or but somebody need it. You can help. Like sometimes with the homeless, for example, for example, one time when I see the homeless, and we say, when, for example, I go to work with my children and I say, oh, look at the people, this bed or this stinking or this bed wars. But we don't say, oh, why can stay there? Why we can understand why we be homeless? The first one coming to mind, oh, this is thinking, oh, look at where they live, look at that, or you don't work or you're not student, you'll be there. No,
Right.
we don't have to accept it like that. No, we can say, oh, we can help. And we understand why they people go there. That's the same
That's
to the
right.
immigrants. That's the same to the immigrants. Not say, oh, why do people coming to bad people coming to my country, or why coming to this one? Why cross the border? We can cross the border or something like that. But say, no, we understand why they coming. Why? And not say, oh, this people that's better, or the other people that's bad, or the other people. No, we can say why and help.
Right.
No matter what it is, we can help. There's a human beings and no tags and no put separate. We can human beings and help one to the other, no matter what it is.
I think you've got a great message for everybody. And I hope that people hear this and they hear your message of how important it is to help others, is what it comes to. So I hope that you continue to do that in your community, Maria. And you're very good at doing that. So I look forward to hearing about, you know, what else happens in your community based on you encouraging other people to help others. So we'll have to check back in with you at another time, and maybe you can give us an update on different things that are happening within your community for that. So Maria, thank you so much again for talking to us here at RUSU, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.